Well, hi folks, trust all is well. We're coming to the last days of July, 29th. Another hot day on the island. It's going to be a scorcher. As always, we'll have a couple good links in the description portion of this video. And not sure if you watch them. Most people, I guess a lot of people don't, because when I'm talking to people later, they wonder what I'm talking about. But some of this stuff is good information. Is it all true? Well, you decide. You make up your mind. One of the things I think we have to start pressing our government is to get back to work in a conventional manner. I mean, I watched the 4 hours with the Wii founders yesterday, and microphones not working, voice sound disappearing, audio video disappearing. I mean, we're paying these clowns who are there $200,000 plus. They're all heads of the committees and that, so you're getting in excess of $200,000 a year, plus expenses. Plus we're paying the moderators and the translators and everybody else. And it's not working very well. And, this isn't a family reunion on Skype or whatever the hell. This is federal business. And I think we got to start getting hold of our MPs and saying, come on guys, get real. What do you mean you can't go to work because there's a virus? Get your asses back into Parliament. I think enough is enough. I mean, we've been insulted and condescended to long enough by our Prime Minister, who came out of his bedroom and made an announcement and handed out bagfuls of money, got us into tremendous debt without any debate in Parliament. And now this twit has a minority government. He's not. Just think if he had a majority, we'd be totally hooped. So I think it's time that people should really, unless we're. I didn't watch the baseball game because I don't want to watch baseball where guys are kneeling and they have cardboard cutouts in the stands. Screw those people. They're making millions of dollars a year and being twits, being idiotic adolescent twits. Kneeling for something that they really don't understand what they're kneeling for. Not one of them could sit down with you over coffee and explain why they're doing that. Give you a logical, good reason. If they really believe that this Black Lives Matter thing is what they're doing, well, they're just sort of kneeling for people creating chaos. Now, unless we're as stupid as those cardboard cutouts in their stands, that's how we're behaving. We're accepting all this bullshit and just not giving it a second thought. God, I didn't believe that the average, so many people would just fall for all this crap and follow it through. When things are serious, people don't believe you. After a while, they just start falling into line, and shit, everybody's now wearing designer masks. It's they figure it's cool now, whether they need them or not. I see people driving around, even this small town, driving around in their cars on a hot day with masks on. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. They're not going to catch anything over the radio or over their music player, sort of thing. It's sort of nuts. No, I think people we should wake up. Are you sleeping? I think we should wake up and get serious. That's the name of the book I'm working on. Are you sleeping? And because I think a lot of people are just not paying attention, just totally not paying attention. And when I look at Ottawa and the kerfuffle, watch that Wii hearing or investigation or committee that's looking into it. My first reaction is get an RCMP inquiry going into that. We've been railroaded on a couple of those before by Trudeau, so let's not get railroaded again. Let's find out for sure what happened, because the way their opening preamble, the way just makes you think there is something not quite right there. I'm not sure if you watched it. Some of their testimony doesn't agree with what that junior minister said. and or with what the board of the director chairman of the board who had quit, what she said, it's sort of intriguing. But anyway, another thing I'm finding intriguing is, we spoke a little bit about it yesterday. Jerry Nadler saying there's nothing going on in Portland. It's all a myth. It's all peaceful protests. And of course we have all the media lining up to say that, all the traditional media lining up and agreeing with that. And here's the scary thing, folks. These assholes, people who are in charge of these states, mayors and governors, are in touch with the United Nations. The United Nations has been in touch with the government of the U.S., put them on notice that they're using unnecessary force with peaceful protesters. Think about that. And of course, if all you watch is CNN, CBC, BBC, or whatever the hell we all watch, I mean, you're not getting the story, because those clowns are just reading what they've been told to read. Somebody must have some nasty pictures on these journalists, because they really, really don't give you the goods. But just think about this. When you look at Ukraine, you look at Yugoslavia, when they sent in UN peacekeepers, what happened? The country was torn to shit. The country was torn to shit. And is this what these democratic leaders want, these democratic mayors and governors? I mean, you look at Washington State, you look at Seattle, you look at Oregon, and you look at Portland, and you look at California and several cities there. These are all Democrat clowns. And look at the chaos that they have created. And yet all pointing fingers at somebody else, at Trump, mainly because he's causing this all. The only people who are causing that are the elected officials who are not following what they were elected to do. They're not doing their jobs, and yet we're buying that. We're giving them a pass on that because they're all peaceful protesters. And if all you're doing is watching CNN and reading New York Times, yeah, they're all peaceful protesters, all right. Throwing bags of crap and everything at the cops, fireworks, trying to burn a building with people inside, screaming and hollering, burn them, burn their families. This is not peaceful protesters. These are not peaceful protesters. I'm going to put a link of Jerry Prather there on in the description. He's ex-special forces, actually was a whistleblower. And of course, take everything with a grain of salt. You're looking around all sides and all edges. But he talks about it. He's in touch with some of these people in various cities. And he used to train these people. Actually worked with special forces and CIA and all that sort of thing himself. But if we don't really give our heads a shake and wake up, we're heading for just dangerous times. Just real nasty times. And if if the mayor in Seattle, the governor of Washington State, the mayor of Portland, and the governor of Oregon, are going to just close their eyes and I can't understand how these people can do that. Let their states go into crap like that. I just don't understand it. Unless they're in on this thing and there's something in it for them. There's something in it for them. Why else would you do that? Because you're certainly not doing your job. You're certainly not doing your job. And much like our Prime Minister, it's getting, and our Finance Minister, dancing around scandals and getting us into tremendous debt. And not going to work because they're scared of a virus. Take your vitamin D3, some vitamin C, get off your ass, grab a mask if you have to, and go to work. I mean, the rest of the country is trying to do that. So they're not making 200,000 plus a year, clowns. So get back to work. It's starting to get a bit annoying. There is no excuse for that. They keep telling us we're in a crisis, we're in an emergency. Well, that is the time we expect you to get to work. With debate so the country knows what the hell's going on. And we realize sometimes things are confidential, but at least get all the elected members together so they know what's going on. And because we're going to have elections coming up, and I think there's enough people starting to realize how stupid this all is, and we won't be making the same mistake as we did last time. Trudeau doesn't realize when he was elected his first time. The people who were looking at this guy thought, well, here's a young guy who's got a lot. He just got the whole road ahead of him to create something really good, to go to work and do something spectacular for the country. And what has he done? He shit the bed is what he has done. And that being elected has sort of gone to his head. Maybe that was the plan in the beginning. Maybe we were really bamboozled by the drama teacher. Maybe that's what happened. But anyway, that's about all for now. Take care. Bye for now.